Hey guys, Wasrick here just to do a little video about choosing your level of protection, whether you're a prepper, collector, or you just want to be prepared. I'm just gonna go over some of the options available to you just based on my personal collection. So hope you guys enjoy. First, we're gonna talk about helmets. Your head is a very important thing and you want to make sure you're protected. So there are two types of helmets out there that are any good. There's steel and then there's Kevlar. So we're going to go through steel first. Now your steel helmets, they'll generally range around in price from $30 to $40, with at the bottom being very basic helmets like the Czech M52, and then at the high end having helmets like the French M78. Now the most commonly available helmets that you'll find at most surplus stores are going to be helmets like the Czech M52 or the Polish WZ67 and even the Hungarian M70. And they're all good helmets and they'll do the job that they're supposed to, protecting the head from shock and from fragmentation. These helmets may withstand pistol bullets, however against rifle fire they're going to be woefully inadequate. So, but if you're on a budget, steel's going to be the way to go. You can usually pick up a steel helmet, whether it be an M1 or a French M1951 or the M78 or just pretty much the Comblock helmets, even the Swiss M71, which I wouldn't recommend, for right around maybe $30 to at most $50, ranging from the low end with the Czech M52 to a high end with the French M78, which has a fantastic suspension system and it's still pretty comfortable. So then moving on to Kevlar, you've got a few basic choices here. You've got your basic Kevlar helmet, which would be the PASGT, introduced in the 1980s, retired in the early 2000s, still in use with some militaries, along with your Spectra and your M88, to advanced helmet systems like the lightweight helmet, advanced combat helmet, and the British Mark 7. Oh, I forgot, for the basic Kevlar helmets, if you're in the UK, the Mark 6 should be pretty plentiful. However, it's made of ballistic nylon, but it's just as good as a PSGT. I have one myself. I got a pretty good deal on it, but if you're in the UK, the Mark 6 is probably going to be the most commonly available helmet, unless you're able to find some older Mark 5s from the 70s made out of steel. So with the PASGT, usually in the United States, you'll probably find these for, well, depending on where you go, usually maybe around 50, 60 bucks. So I got mine for right around that price. I actually got one for maybe around 30 because I got the hookup. So, and it's a good solid helmet made of Kevlar aramid fiber. These are rated at a level 3 or 3A, I believe. So these will stop up to 44 Magnum. However, if you get hit by a 44 Magnum, the impact will probably kill you. Now, these helmets, along with pretty much any Kevlar helmet, these will not stand up to a 7.62x25 Tokarev, which is the round that I carry for my sidearm. So you get hit with the Tokarev, you're toast. And then if you get hit with any sort of rifle, it's going to punch right through the front and out the back like it's made out of paper. So this is primarily done for fragmentation only. It will resist certain pistol caliber impacts, but I wouldn't count on it to stop any kind of rifle fire. And then the suspension is pretty basic. It's just like the US M1. It's got a nylon webbing and then a nice padded leather sweatband. And so it's pretty comfortable. You can rip this out and then do the ACH style pad system for more comfort. And then you can also swap out the chin strap. Right here it's just a basic 2-point chin strap. And so make it look more something like this. This is my lightweight. It's got the padding system. It's very nice. So if you're on a budget, the helmet to choose is steel. But if you want some serious protection, Kevlar is the way to go. And depending on your personal preference for as far as the cut of the helmet, usually the most common option will be the PSGT, lightweight helmet, ACH. And if you're in the UK, there's the Mark 7 and the Mark 6. And then if you really want to spend some money, you can spring for the the Maritime or the Cryo Precision airframes, which are about $1,000 a pop. So, and that's if you want really high end for just basically bump protection, not too much coverage, but enough to use comms and stuff like that. So pretty much those are the options with helmets. Alright, now for body armor, there's 3 different types of protection. You have your Fragmentation Vest, you have your soft armor carriers, and then you have your plate carriers. We're going to go over Fragmentation Vest first. Now, a Fragmentation Vest is just that. It is a vest designed to stop fragmentation, basically bits of exploding projectiles from entering your body. These are not designed to stop any sort of firearm. So there's basically the 3 most common ones are the US Pasgt Vest, introduced in the early 1980s along with the Pasgt Helmet, retired in the early 2000s. The British Fragmentation Vest, second generation, introduced, I'm assuming, the late 80s, early 90s, and just recently retired. And the German Splitterschutz Vest, which is still actually in limited service. Let's go through the different options here. Now, in the United States, the Pasgt Vest is going to be the most common. You can usually pick these up for maybe $50. I got one for 30, one for 40, and then one for 45. This is my original one that I got for $30. This is a 1988 issue, still in fantastic condition. Now, heard people say that these are rated at a 2A, so they may stop certain 9mm projectiles, but there will be significant trauma even if the projectile is stopped. So you get shot on one of these with the pistol, it'll still hurt. You're going to have some significant bruising. And these will not stop rifle fire. Any sort of rifle projectile will blast right through these. Even the 7.62 Tokarev go right through these. And the vest does give great protection to the torso, and it also gives protection to the sides of the neck and the shoulders. So this is for fragmentation only, and these weigh right around 9 or 10 pounds, so not too heavy, but then they don't really protect against a whole lot. Then if you're in the UK, or you want a lightweight vest, then the next level up is going to be the British Fragmentation Vest. I've got mine with a Desert DPM cover in it, and the best thing about these vests is they are extremely lightweight. This one's only around 7 pounds. Now, I got this one for $114. Now, it may be a little bit cheaper over in the UK, but here in the United States, these are tough to get, but they are well worth it. It's extremely lightweight and extremely comfortable. I actually wear this one, or have this one set up to go underneath my plate carrier. And the thing about these British vests is that they have a trauma plate pocket in the front and in the back, so you can actually upgrade this to a medium level of protection. You can actually put a side SAPI plates in these vests, and they'll fit and give some protection to your absolute vital organ, the heart, and covering the lungs just a little bit here. So actually a medium level of protection, and just super lightweight. However, like with the Pasgt vest, this will not stop any sort of rifle fire. This may stop pistol caliber rounds, certain 9mm projectiles, 9x18 Makarov. You get hit, you're still going to be hurting. You're going to get some bruising and maybe internal bleeding, depending on how severe the impact is. And finally, one of the more common vests is going to be the German Splitterschutz Vest, introduced in the late 1980s, still in service with the Bundeswehr today. Now, I got this one for about $60 a little while back, but I've seen the prices recently jumped up to right around $80. Now, I got this in unissued condition. This is a 1988 issue, and the thing about the Splitterschutz Vest is that, like the British vest, it is extremely lightweight. However, in contrast to the British vest, it provides more protection, more coverage. It's got these shoulder pads, and then it's got a neck guard. Just an extremely lightweight vest, probably maybe around 7 or 8 pounds. and it's just very thin, very lightweight. And but again, this is a fragmentation vest, so don't expect it to stop much. So if you want lightweight protection, don't really expect to get hit, and splitter stitch vest might work for you. Okay, now moving on to your soft armor carriers. The most common carrier that you'll find here in the United States is the OTV or IOTV. Now, these were introduced in the early 2000s to replace the Pasgt vest system, and these consist of a nylon carrier with a ballistic filler, which is rated to stop 9mm submachine gun projectiles. So by itself, this is a decent armor system, which will stop pistol caliber rounds pretty much 9mm. But the thing that really makes these work is that they have what's called SAPI plates in them. They are a ceramic plate made of a boron carbide that will absorb the impact of rifle projectiles, and these ceramic plates are rated to take up to 3 hits of M80 7.62 by 51 ball. Now, I've seen where they've stopped the more powerful 7.62 by 54R Russian rounds. However, with each successive impact, the plate becomes weaker and weaker, and if shot in the same spot, it would most likely fail. Now, your alternative to these ceramic plates is going to be AR-500 steel, and usually you pay a little bit more. The plates come with a coating to catch the spalling from when the projectile strikes the steel plate. Now, your ceramic plates, for a front and back plate, it will usually cost you around $300 a set. The side plates are going to be a little bit less. And what you do with these plates is you put them in the front. There's usually a pocket in the back, and then on the IOTVs, there's a pouch on the side. And so the ceramic plates are very lightweight, but you pay a little bit more, around a few hundred US dollars. And the AR-500 is roughly, for a set, it's roughly half the price. However, with the AR-500, it's a little bit more weight. Each plate that I have on my vest weighs 8.8 pounds, so front and back, and then the side plates will run maybe around 3 pounds. So you pay the penalty of increased weight. However, the AR-500 plates can withstand a virtually unlimited number of impacts. And then they've got that coating on there to catch the spalling. So now the cost for your basic OTV, I got this one for a steal. I got this unissued 2003 first generation OTV for $125. Now normally you'll find a used one, a used first generation OTV, for right around $200 to $300 depending on which pattern it's in. The desert ones are going to be a little bit more, and then if you want soft armor, that's going to drive the price up. So expect to, I'd say, budget at least $300 for just the carrier alone. Now the IOTVs, the newer ones, especially multicam, for just the carrier alone, they're about $400 or $500. And if you have a good hookup or a good person that's selling them, that'll include the soft armor. And the IOTV versus the OTV, they have side pocket plate carriers, so you can put the side plates in. So if you're worried about getting wounded in the side, then you can do that. So, but overall, the OTV's nice. It provides good coverage. So it's got the soft filler there, which will stand up to fragmentation, and it'll stop. Right, these will stop with the plates. These will stop rifle rounds. Now, elsewhere, I know at least the only other armor system that I'm aware of. I know there's something in the Bundeswehr, but I forget what it is. Over in the UK, there's the Osprey System, which pretty much works the same way to the OTV. I believe the plates are a little bit bigger, but my chances of getting my hands on one of those with the soft armor and everything are slim. So, but if you're in the UK, that's your top-notch protection option. Is going to be the Osprey System, and I believe they're pretty much only in the desert DPM. So in the UK, it's going to be the Osprey System. In the US, it's going to be either an OTV or IOTV for your soft armor plate carriers, your soft armor carriers. Now then, the third option is a plate carrier to provide the absolute minimum, well, it's like a minimum maximum protection. All a plate carrier is that it is a holder which carries SAPI plates. It doesn't have any ballistic filler whatsoever. Well, you can put ballistic filler inside behind the plate. But all that the plate carrier covers, it covers your absolute vital organs. So it just covers most of the torso and the back. And so each one will carry usually a SAPI plate in the front and in the back, and then this one has side plates. So it only covers the absolute minimum and provides basically no protection against fragmentation. So if you want protection against rifle fire at minimum weight, you're going to go with the plate carrier. And like the soft armor carrier, you can either use the ceramic plates or you can use the AR500 armor plates. And a plate carrier, this one I got a Condor. This multicam one I got it for about $100. They can run up to, depending on which one you want, from as cheap as 40 US dollars up to a few hundred US dollars for the ones made by Cry and Eagle, the more high-end carriers. So this is in pretty much the same category as the soft armor ballistic carriers. So it just provides just the basic coverage against rifle fire, just the torso and the kidneys. So this would be kind of in between a fragmentation vest as far as cost, a fragmentation vest, and then a soft armor carrier. So there's just quite a lot of variety to choose from here. And I like this one. It's a Condor. It's not too expensive. It's in multicam, pretty much because it's close to genuine multicam as I can get, and it provides the coverage I need. And then I'd be wearing this over fragmentation vest, so I would have the maximum coverage against fragmentation in addition to protection against rifle fire. So just a lot of options out there as far as personal protection. It just depends on what fits your budget and just what you want to do. So hope you guys like this video. I've been wanting to do one of these for a long time, so I just really hope you guys enjoy it. So as always, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share.